Hello, welcome to the Nai radio and television station. Here comes the news. The Ho Chi Minh City Department of Education and Training recently said that there were more schools less students after prevent COVID-19 epidemic. Accordingly, the preschool and general education level have more than 8,000 students absent from school. Nearly 700 teachers and staff members are absent from work. More schools from general education level to university shifted to online learning instead of concentrated learning to limit exposure, strengthen prevention, and control of epidemics. The Department of Education and Training in Ho Chi Minh City said that school would organize for students to take the final exam from mid-December to early January next year. The policy will what students have learned, the test will come out there. School take note and advise students to limit travel during school holidays. Always update information on epidemics and strictly implement epidemic prevention measures as recommended by the health sector and conduct a new epidemiological survey requested by the school. In the context that the COVID-19 epidemic is still complicated, the world trade and investment activities decline, but countries are increasingly tightening non-tariff barriers, increasing domestic protection. Vietnam continues to maintain positive export growth and record export surplus. According to the report of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the export turnover in November 2020 is estimated at $25.14 billion, down 7.8% from the previous month, of 10.3% over the same period last year. Generally, for 11 months of 2020, export turnover is estimated at $254.93 billion, of 5% over the same period last year. The U.S. continued to be the Vietnam's largest export market with a turnover of $69.9 billion, up 25.7% over the same period last year. Along with the relatively positive situation of export, import turnover was estimated at $200.78 billion, up 1.6% as compared to the same period in 2019, $660 million. Generally, for the first 11 months of 2020, the balance of trade in goods were estimated to have a record export surplus of $20.16 billion. Middle East media on April 4, citing the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) report, said Iran plans to install hundreds of advanced centrifuges to enrich uranium at the plant underground. According to the IAEA confidential document, Iran plans to install 3 additional IR-2M centrifuges at Natanz underground nuclear plant, which were built to withstand airstrikes. In a letter dated the 2nd December, Iran informed the IAEA that the fuel enrichment plant operator at Natanz intended to install 3 clusters of IR-2M engines. Iran recently moved a cluster of 174 2M machine underground at Natanz and proceed with uranium enrichment. Iran nuclear deal with the world power states that Tehran can only use the first generation IR-1 centrifuge at its underground plant, and it is the only machine in which Iran can store uranium. Get rich, Iran announced a reduction in some of the commitment in the deal while also increasing the uranium enrichment limit in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's withdrawal from the deal and imposing unilateral sanctions against Tehran. On February 4th, Qatar Foreign Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani announced progress in resolving diplomatic disputes between the Gulf countries. Speaking at the Mediterranean Dialogue online conference in Italy, Qatar Foreign Minister stated that there is now some movement that Qatar hopes will help end diplomatic crisis. He affirmed that Qatar believes Gulf unity is important for regional security, emphasizing this nuclear crisis must end on mutual respect. He also hopes from now on things will go in the right direction, noting that diplomatic tensions will not be resolved overnight. Recently, the U.S. has pushed for peace efforts to reach an arrangement to normalize relations in the Middle East. Observers say the next goal is more likely to heal relations between Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries with Qatar. That's all for news. Thanks for watching.